Hey guys, I did a tour of Auschwitz, the concentration camp, and so I wanted to do a separate video just talking about my experience with that and showing you a few clips of footage from the camp that I was able to get. But we didn't do a tour, like we did free entrance to walk on our own, just because I didn't want to be a part of a big group with headphones on listening to a tour guide.
52.
Alright, good morning from Poland. It's about 6:15 this morning, waiting for the train. It's about like 30 degrees outside, 1 degree Celsius. It is extremely cold, but we are up early this morning because we are going to Auschwitz. Right away, I noticed that everything was so green. I mean, it's green in Poland already, but you walk into the camp and it was just green. We went through the front gate. Means work sets you free. So that's what you see as you walk into Auschwitz, and then like right as I passed that like main gate, I just kind of took a deep breath and I kind of like went off on my own just because I didn't want to be around my friends. And I don't know, I tried to put myself in the shoes of the prisoners as I walked slowly like along this barbed wire fence that surrounded the entire camp. Indescribable feeling. I felt like I was there and it hurt. I was like, I don't like this. I didn't want to go into like all the buildings because I didn't want to see anymore, but I knew that I had to see everything that they went through in order to really experience it. The first building I went in was just like an exhibition with, you go upstairs and it had a bunch of photos. And it was actually about the Sinti and Roma people, I think that's how you say it. I just stared at the people, like the pictures of the people, and I looked into their eyes and I tried to, you know, those are people. They had lives, they had feelings, they had souls. Near the back of the room was about maybe 15 plaques. They were names. They were names of all the people from the Sinti Roma that had gone to the concentration camp and had died. And there were so many names and I tried to just read them all. I just started crying. Like, there are so many people, and that wasn't even like a fourth of everyone that was in the concentration camp. And then they had like a mirage of these four little boys that were naked and just skin and bone, and I didn't notice them until I was walking out, and I just like did a turnaround to look once more into the exhibit, and I saw them just right there, direct in my eyesight. These four boys, I felt like they were looking at me, and I took a moment and I looked at them back and I just started crying. Went to block 15A, and it was another exhibition with like a bunch of pictures. I went down the stairs and it was just this long line of rows of striped pajamas, and behind it was pictures and pictures and pictures of all, like, more people in the concentration camp, men, women, and it had like a portrait of them, and then next to it had their concentration portrait, and which was like their shaved heads and striped pajamas. And so it was a comparison of like a before and after, and it was so heartbreaking. Once again, I tried to like look into the eyes of as many people as I could and just feel for them. Then I went to a building called the Living Situation, and it just showed like they lived in cots. Like it showed all these cots stacked together. It showed like the toilets. It showed where they could wash up in the sink, and then it showed how like there were not enough beds, so a lot of people had to sleep on straw, just a big pile of straw. All these like hundreds of people in this room. In the next building were, I think it was personal belongings, I think that was what it was called, and I walked in and it had different rooms like throughout the building with thousands of pairs of glasses and like eyeglasses, and you move along and there's bags, there's shoes, there's pots and pans and cups. Hardest place that I saw in that camp aside from block 15A was the wall where they would it's in between two buildings, and it's where prisoners were taken and they had to stand in front of this wall and they were shot at. Just I stood there in front of this wall and just like, can you just imagine being dragged out in the cold, in the mud, the rain, naked, and having to line up in front of this wall with your family, your friends, for no reason, just get shot at. Like, I can't even imagine that. And next to that building was, I think it was block 10, and in the upper two rooms of that building is where gynecologists and doctors tested on women, sterilizing them and doing all sorts of tests on them that either they died or they were left with permanent injuries. I remember when I was in, I think I was in 8th grade, we had an assembly, and a survivor from Auschwitz actually came and talked to us. And I don't remember his name. I don't remember a whole lot of what he said. I just remember how I felt. But and then, you know, of course you learn about it in school and you read books about it, and I had to watch a documentary on it once for a paper. It's one thing to learn about it and read about it, and then it's a completely different experience and feeling when you actually experience history and that it actually happened. You know, it was an unreal feeling to be like, wow, Auschwitz actually does exist. Like, this camp looks pretty now, but back in the day, like, people suffered here. Thousands and thousands of people actually suffered here, and I am walking on the same ground that they did. Indescribable feeling to actually be in a place where something so terrible happened. It made me think a lot about how there's so many worldwide problems that are going on. Not nearly as bad as what happened in Auschwitz, obviously, but we have so many more problems in the world, and we are too busy in our generation worrying about little things that don't really matter. You know, this thing in history happened, and it could happen again if we don't start showing the world more love. Or I want to start, you know, looking outside my own life, looking to my friends and my family, but even outside of them, like I want to do anything that I can, even if it's just spreading the word, to just have love for everyone, regardless of their religion, their race, their financial status, their family background. No matter what it is, we all need to love each other, because if we don't, something tragic can happen to this world again without us even knowing, and it'll tear us apart even more. It'll destroy lives, families. So I don't know, the main message that I kind of took away that I want to share with you guys is don't take for granted anything or anyone. Just have love. I just wanted to share that with you. If you like my video, give it a thumbs up. Comment below what you think, or if you've been to a camp or something similar, what your experience was. I want to hear what everyone has to say. Bye guys.